Let me get my burps.
And welcome to Cruising with Kayfabe. I'm Mongo.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Jeff.
Jeff, silly.
I'm
All right, I'm Jeff. Hey, I got
You're
it.
the third co-host.
It is the unofficial third. Well, actually, I'm going to say official third co-host, Smokey, aka Jeff.
Hey.
And
hi, thank you.
You know what? Today's great because today is 7 days from 6 on the beach. Can't wait. What about you, Jeff? How excited are you for this cruise?
It's starting to get there. I'm trying to save it till next week because I got 2 days left to work. So, but yeah, I'm getting pretty excited.
I know this lineup is ridiculously stacked. Just to go down the lineup real quick, and I say real quick, this will probably be like a 15-minute thing here, but listen to this lineup for the Sixth Cruise. Will Ospreay, Tony Storm, Bobby Lashley, MVP, Takeshita, Briscoe, Ricochet, Lady Frost, Big Bill, Brian Keith, Bandito, Thunder Rosa, Will Hobbs, Daniel Garcia, The Outrunners, MXM, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Harley Cameron, Commander, Nyla Rose, Grizzled Young Vets, Red Velvet, The Righteous, Jay Lethal, Luther, Nick Wayne, Yuka Sakazaki, EJ Naduka, Alex Windsor, Aubrey, Chris Daniels, Lexi Nair, Scott Steiner, Luger, Kazarian. I'm not even on the other ones yet. Like, how crazy is that?
But is Chris Jericho a guest?
I don't know. Do you think Chris Jericho's on the cruise?
Last I heard, but you never know. Might make an appearance.
And then speaking of appearance, we have Nick Nemeth, Joe Hendry, Ash by Elegance, aka Dana Brooke, Brad Williams, Nigel fucking McGuinness, Bull Nakano, Michael Oku, Al Snow, Ernest the Cat Miller, Too Cold Scorpio, Enzo, Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, the beautiful people, Huvatu Guerrero, Elijah, Sunny Kiss, Viva Fan, Natalia Markova, Sonny Ono, Tasha Steeles, Tommy Billington, Amira Blair, Mo Jabari, and Tara Zapp. Like, that's an incredible talent of lineup. Incredible.
And that's just the wrestlers.
Yeah.
So who do you think to start with the lineup, who do you think you're most excited to see on this cruise, Jeff?
Oh, definitely. So I say Nigel. I'm really happy that he's aboard. I definitely am looking forward to the Magic shows and kind of doing that because I've kind of heard what they are. So I kind of like it because he supposedly does some storytelling about his life and whatever else through magic and whatnot. So I was like, oh, that could be pretty cool to see that expression. So definitely looking forward to Nigel. Ricochet, Tony. I mean, I could go with more, but Will, of course. I mean, but yeah, that's who I'm with right now. So how about you guys?
How about you?
So I feel like Harley Cameron wasn't as known last year when she was on board. So this year I'm really excited. I feel like she's now way more relevant. And I think that it's fun that we get to like see the evolution of them. So yeah, Harley Hobbs, always excited for. He is so fucking funny. And then you've got Big Bill this year.
Yeah.
With Enzo, technically, so we're gonna get Enzo and Big Cast reunion.
Potentially,
you know it's gonna happen.
Potentially.
Did you see the cutout of that main event? That's either a Muppet or Enzo. I'm telling you, it's a Muppet or it's Enzo. But also, real quick, I want to say shout out to Dan in the comments. See you on the cruise. Cannot wait. And then he said Will Ospreay and Mark Briscoe for him because he wasn't on the third cruise.
I have a bubble to pop.
Oh, God.
You say it could be a Muppet. Do you know that there's a ventriloquist on board?
No, I do not know there's a ventriloquist. I'm terrified now. I hate puppets.
She's beautiful. It's Harley Cameron.
Harley Cameron's a ventriloquist?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, maybe I'm not.
She's got a lot of talents. She's got a lot of talents.
Very multi-talented. And yeah, maybe it is a puppet.
She's got her own show.
Muppet.
A Muppet, puppet, same thing. They all have something up.
I was thinking the guy with the red hair who's always in the laboratory with the bald one. Beep, 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 beep. Like,
yeah,
that's who I was thinking of. Skeeter. Is his name Skeeter?
I only know Cousin Skeeter.
It's one of the two. It's either him or the other guys. One of them Skeeter, yes. One of those two guys is, yeah.
Again, it's got something up it.
And then Dan wants to know if we're going to Harley Cameron's concert. Yes, that's one of the things
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to is Harley Cameron's concert.
100%.
Thank you, Elijah. Hopefully you can come on board the 7th cruise, because I know we've talked to this with Jeff and Rachel. They say it's October 2026 or November 2026. So we're going to have 18 months roughly in between this next one. So a little bit more time to plan for this one. A little bit more time to, if you're not going on the 6th cruise, start planning for that 7th.
And if you do the pre-sale, you get extra benefits. And if you DM us, we might have like a code to get you things. You know, the 3 of us have codes.
I was gonna say, earn some points, get some merch, because that's the other thing. That merch goes quick, so you need to get it quick.
You can get it now ahead of time.
No, you can't.
Well, not now, but I'm saying you can order ahead of time now. That is exciting. We've never been able to do that for another cruise.
It was really nice. I agree with that. I liked it, but definitely still got your ship only shirts too. So definitely looking forward to that, because I know I'll have to buy at least probably 3, something like that.
We saved some credits.
You always have to save room in your suitcase too.
Oh yeah. You got to cut your numbers down.
We're going to pack an extra bag this year. Leave it empty, pack it in the suitcase, and fill it up. Have one to carry home.
And then try and get a poster this year. I don't know. I've never gotten a poster. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, highly recommend the posters. They're great at the autograph sessions.
Yes.
If you don't have something to sign, it's great to have them sign that. The only thing I recommend is probably not unrolling it with people in the middle of the hallways. I always thought that was weird.
Yeah, you can do it at the autograph sessions.
Yes, and get the tube to carry it in, because you'll definitely want that, because it'll travel in your suitcase with your clothes, no problem.
And not get ruined and folded and creased.
Yep, I've done it every year, so.
And then we got the legendary Brian.
Fuck them pigs.
Pigs. Also known as Brian Ballard on the cruise. Spoiler alert.
Uh-oh.
So Brian, since you're in the comments, who are you looking forward to seeing the most, and why is it the beautiful people?
I am happy they're aboard too.
I think it's
some
cool.
NWA talent. Yeah.
NWA talent. Plus you got some old school TNA with new school TNA. So I think that's what I enjoy about the cruise is you're getting modern AEW, you're getting legends of WWF, and you're getting now legends of TNA and modern TNA. It's amazing. Oh, Brian.
Yeah.
Brian went what we talked about earlier.
Hey, she's a good wrestler. She's been like I said, she's been an improved worker. I cannot, she's more than just being a pretty girl, woman, sorry, whatever. But yeah, she's a worker now. She's a wrestler. So people got to take her seriously, because she's going to show them what's up.
She could win the first women's Oceanic title, because that's on the line. She's in that tournament.
Possible.
I think
Tasha
Steelz,
maybe.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just saying Tasha Steelz.
Is Viva Van in that?
Yes.
She's mine to take that.
She's
Tasha is so good.
And Tasha and Red. Tasha. Too bad Kira Hogan's not on board for Tasha.
I know. Although I have met Kira, so now I need a picture with Tasha.
There you go.
Could have got some Fire and Ice. Speaking of TNA, some Fire and Ice reunion there.
But I think that women's tournament's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to that too. That'd be another aspect I'm looking forward to.
I think
Brian's goal is to get drunk with Enzo. I mean, you know what, Brian? Might not
be that
Enzo
difficult.
Drink. That's gonna be pretty easy to do. As Jeff just said, it won't be that difficult.
I think having this women's title is definitely going to make the stakes higher for every women's match. I feel like they have a good balance of fun, chemistry, and just absolute talent every year. Last year, Abaddon and Taya really, really sent it home.
You just wanted to see Abaddon bite Taya's ass again.
I also just wanted to see her child get yelled at again.
Oh, when Taya yelled at her?
It wasn't Taya. That was
John. Right. Johnny Drink
Johnny.
Kicker. Johnny Drink Kicker. That poor guy in the front row who lost his drink like the second night. Thank God for the drink package, so you can replace it.
That's true.
Very easily, yes.
I think that's the other thing. Is as stupid as this sounds, having the ability to just go up to the bar and be like, "Oh, I want to get a Miami Vice," or "I want to get a Pina Colada," and they're like, "Oh, this sucks." You can go back to the bar and get it, and you know what? You're not out any money because you got the drink package. Like that's the nice thing. If the drink sucks, you can go get another one. Or if it's good, you know which one to stick with.
Yep.
What's your
And try
go-to
different
drink?
things. Like Bahama Mamas, margaritas. I do like some shots. Yeah, and I mean, I do like some Crown and some stuff like that, but I try to mix it up, and yeah, Miami Vices, I've had that as well. I mean, but I'll try like some fruity and frozen drinks just that I wouldn't normally order because it's not what I'd get. Then I'm gonna order. Yeah, and you can get like Grey Goose and stuff too. I mean, I do like some vodka and cranberry, the lime. So I mean, a lot of different options. So try whatever you want. Drink a mimosa. Drink,
I don't know what I was drinking last year, but they were really good.
Amaretto
Brian got
sours.
them. Yeah, Brian
Amaretto
got
sour,
one,
there you
and
go.
then I just kept drinking his drink, and I accidentally gave him my drink at one point, and I was like, "Oh, but I like this."
Yeah, you guys were a hot mess.
I like this.
But that's because you were also getting two at a time, like Dan says. Yeah, you get 2 drinks at a time. It's wild. But
every time I bring coffee over to my guests this week, they're like, "Oh, wow, you're really good at that." I was like, "I'm just practicing for double fisting pina coladas on vacation."
And it's great too. They come around to, with this, that's another great thing. Like, this is why it's such a great wrestling experience. You're watching wrestling with your friends, with the Ragers, and you don't have to leave to get a drink. They walk around and you can get a drink served to you.
Now you don't even have to leave to get snacks.
Well,
I'm not taking advantage of that. But
I did see that.
You can get your snacks covered. Like, you can have a snack daddy. They're just gonna give them your card. They're gonna go charge you, but you're gonna get some food.
Speaking of snack daddy, Brian says he doesn't remember last night, last year. So, yeah, that's because you were wearing a dress and you were drunk as a skunk, and I had to help you up the stairs, Brian. That's why you don't remember.
You were beautiful.
We did a lot of shots.
Matt from Canada.
there he is.
Fireball was a flowing, and I hate cinnamon. I fucking hate cinnamon. So I do Fireball because of you guys, not because I like it. I hate cinnamon.
It wasn't even my drink of choice either. I mean, I'll do it.
I don't know if I had that.
Alex discovered the Adios Motherfucker in part 2. Oh, that's a terrible time to discover that drink, Alex. The dress is packed.
Yeah, all right.
Make sure be careful though, because if you don't tuck it right, you'll also be packing in that dress. That was a windy night. I saw more than I needed to.
have some good support. Have some good support.
Right. And that, I think, again, that's the other amazing thing about this cruise is, again, we got to meet you and Rachel. We got to meet other people. You got to meet Brian. We all got to connect in our love of wrestling, and like, you're surrounded by people who enjoy wrestling. So if you're in line or if you're at the bar getting a drink and you haven't met anyone, just start talking to the person in front of you, because I guarantee there's at least one thing you have in common: wrestling.
Look at their shirt. Try to think of something nice to say about the wrestler on their shirt, even if you have to acknowledge them, and just talk about wrestling.
Well, we're all there for the same reason. I mean, let's be honest, besides some shows, most of the people you kind of meet and really maybe connect with are through the lines and stuff, because you see them repetitively. It's just, you have the same sessions, or you do this and that, and you do have kind of a conversation starter automatically because you have most people have the lanyard on. So you can kind of tell experience level. Oh, hey, what were your 2, or what were your 3, or, oh man, all of them awesome, or whatever. I mean, I feel like I've met at least probably most of the 6-timers in some capacity, but.
And then it's cool. Then you meet a first timer, say on cruise 3 or 4, and then they become 3-4 timers. You're like, you're back. It's Marlon. I met Marlon on cruise 4 with Emily. He dressed up as like half Gene Simmons, half Space Ranger. And
still
he
one
just
of my favorite pictures.
Just had fun with it. And then he comes back every year. And then I realized this is how a small world it is. Cruise 3, when we were sitting on the pool deck talking to the guy who dressed up like the Undertaker, that was Marlon's dad. And I found out on Cruise 5 when we were at Old Tom's. No. He was like, yeah, you met my dad on Cruise 3. I'm like, I did? And then he showed me a picture. And I was like, son of a bitch.
That's right. Wow.
It's like, as small as this boat is, there's so much going on, and there's so many different groups. Like, we're able to kind of mingle and gather around a bunch of different groups like you, Jeff, and I feel like that really helped us grow our family.
No, it definitely did. Brian, you know, I met through wrestling. You know, I've told the story 100 times. We met at a meet and greet. We became friends. I told him he needs to come on the cruise. He started bringing his friends, and we all got to meet. You know, like Dan says, around 2,000 wrestling fans. We all enjoy each other, different around the world. It's
Well, yeah, we all are there for the same reasons as far as our, you know, let's be honest, you have to like pro wrestling in some capacity, but you do have all these other things that can go, you know, that can entertain you as well. So there's a little bit for everybody, but let's be honest, most of us are pro wrestling fans. You know, that was our kicker, I feel like at times. So, but
And
yeah,
if you're not a fan, or if you don't necessarily watch AEW, if you see someone really engaged in the wrestling, maybe don't talk to them, because maybe they want to watch the wrestling.
are you still taking shots at lady 3 years later?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I was just trying to watch wrestling, and she was like, who's this?
And she clearly didn't come
What
back.
is that? Who is this? Oh, are they popular on TV? Yes, ma'am.
I love how this still chaps your ass 3 years later. Actually, no.
I've actually heard about this too.
5 years.
It was
later.
a televised
it's been a
event,
while.
and I am having to tell stories to this lady next to me because she did not know any of them.
She doesn't know how to tune people out.
There was like 5 episodes of Dynamite before the cruise. She could have caught up.
I was locked in.
Then Gemma's right on the nail of the
head.
head.
Jeff, you were right there with us.
We're more excited to see.
I was on the other side of you.
But we know Gemma. We know that Ospreay is. You know, you said you're from Essex earlier. We know that he's the one you got to be, because you weren't on Cruise 3, and you know his legend, I think, will rise. I don't think maybe he'll go as hard this year, but you know what? I say that, and then he's in the Drunken Spelling Bee, so who knows? Like, him and Alex are both in the Drunken Spelling Bee, so I'm kind of excited about that because.
Well, what does that mean, Matt? I need explanation here.
Well, after you go on a cruise, I'll say this: after you go on a cruise, then it becomes like you do the cruises because of everybody you met and know. I play deaf when I don't want to respond.
That's a great one, Alex. Emily hasn't heard the term red ass Emily, really? So I guess she didn't listen to the old podcast song, because they used to call me red ass Mongo when I went on my rants. You get red ass, like you get your ass is chapped. You're annoyed. Yeah.
Every event I go to, I deal with idiots behind me. Every event.
That's because you listen. Okay, you talked about popping bubbles earlier. Here's another one. There's a reason why there's a stereotype that wrestling fans aren't that intelligent, because there's a lot truth to it, because there's a lot of people who they're gonna still think Yokozuna's alive, and they're gonna think Jake the Snake died 20 years ago, and they're not gonna be. You just got to tune them out, because if you try to argue with them, it's like painting wet paint. You're just going to sit there and do it over and over, but it's not going to dry. So just ignore it.
Yep.
See, so
Matt's upset and rowdy.
Oh man! So that was a.
Uh-oh. Good cut. Uh-oh. I can't hear nothing.
In your heart.
Oh, I think we're back. Sorry about that. Our internet is lovely down here in the Carolinas. Even Jamal said Yokozuna.
Jamal.
Yes, Jamal. But fun fact, Saudi, when they did the Greatest Royal Rumble, asked them to bring Yokozuna to the Rumble, and they had to tell them the royal family of Saudi, you know, Yokozuna passed away, you know, a long time ago. Sorry.
Oh, I think we're froze up.
Jeff.
Oh, okay.
Good run. Be honest.
I can carry the show. Can you guys still hear me on here right now? All right. Well, I think we're having technical difficulties. I'm not sure if anybody out there can hear me or see me still, but here I am. So talking about the cruise still. Jeff, okay. I did get a message. Yes, you can still hear me. Okay. Well, I'm going to continue going on here. So, I'm on girl frozen. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to start getting into maybe some of the acts here that I'm curious to see. So until we get them unfrozen. Oh, I see in some movement. You guys back?
I think we're back.
Oh,
Are we back? Cruise MKV is definitely hosted by Jeff. Solo one right now. Good old technology.
it's all right. All right. So, well, I was leading into trying to maybe talk about some of the acts I was
All right.
interested in seeing.
Can you hear me, Jeff?
Yep.
I think we're no. I think.
Okay.
All right.
Well, there you go. I can hear you.
I think we're good. We're testing it out here.
Talk,
I hit a button.
talk some more.
Okay.
Okay. I heard
Yeah.
coughs.
Fuck them internet. Fuck that. Fuck
Pretty
you, Spectrum.
So yeah, I was just going to go into some of the acts that I was curious about seeing on here. Obviously, the Nigel McGuinness Magic Show is definitely one of them. Super excited for that. The Harley Cameron Show, definitely interested in that. Also Downstate, because I'm curious to see what kind of selection of songs they're going to play. Yep, that's another one as well. Thinking who else? We Are Wasted, of course. Definitely want to see both of their shows. And then I'm kind of curious too in Excitable and the Red Hot Tribute as well.
I'm interested in Great White too.
Oh yeah, they got a couple songs. I never was a big Great White fan, but they got 4 or 5 songs I know for sure. But then I know Rachel. I'll throw that one out there already. I definitely know.
I just know the history. So
and I know Rachel's interested in Little Miss Nasty, so she definitely always likes the burlesque type dancing and entertainment and stuff like that. So
yeah, what happened with the Vaudettes? I wonder what happened with the Vaudettes because they had like a lifetime contract. Jericho said.
That's kind of what I thought. So evidently.
Downstate definitely seems popular. I agree. I kind of hope they play a litany of their hits. They have a lot of good ones too, like Bad Mother. Like, there's a great song. The Miz. They can play Nick Nema's new song, Wanted Man, plus his old song.
I was going to say, if they don't play his old song too, I will be sad.
Yeah, Guardians are always solid. Yeah. But they have them every year, so it's not that I don't like them. It's just, they're kind of more of a staple, I guess. It's what they're 3-timers now as far as a group. So
yeah. I like it. They always kind of end the cruise too, so it's always a good send-off when Guardians play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, and then I'll throw this one out. I forgot about it. RJ City's Ab-Lib show. Definitely looking forward to that. And comedy this year, I'm curious. I'll throw this out there. Curious on this. You got a former wrestler, comedian now, so that's cool. It could be interesting. And then I'm not sure about the other guy, so might have to try to look up a show or two of his, see kind of what his style is.
But then you always got Brad Williams, and he's a classic.
Oh, of course. And are you in the belly? Are you in the belly flop contest this year?
I'm gonna win that motherfucker this year.
Yeah, baby, that's what I like to hear.
No, our time switched. I originally couldn't do it, but then they switched. We had an error with one of our times, so they switched our times. So now I can do it. So I'm coming for first place. I'm not having an actor win this time.
Uh-oh. Think we froze up the best. Yes, Matt. Rich is awesome. Puts on a great show. Seems like a great dude. And a hell of a guitarist. and musician. Producer, all that. I want to throw this out too, since we're at this point. I thought it was interesting, the tarot card reading stuff that was going on. I thought that was an interesting addition. I don't know. I'm curious. I might have to look into that just to check it out and see, just because it's something different that they added. Oh, hey guys, are you back?
Yeah, if this cuts out, we'll have to probably end because I had to switch to the last essentially signal we have that might work. So hopefully it's back.
Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
Sorry, everyone.
I've been trying.
Windows 98.
Yeah,
No,
I've been trying.
Brian,
So.
I can't afford Windows 98. It's Windows Millennium. All right. I'm just kidding.
I was just saying, I thought it was interesting the tarot card reading that they added to the schedule.
Oh, I didn't
And
see
it's
that.
in the church. That's a little weird.
Yes, in the chapel.
Oh, sorry, the
Yep,
chapel.
and- yeah, but they do it a couple times a day. It looks like
Who is it with? Just
It's I don't know.
by
I don't know.
Love and Lotus.
Yeah.
So
It's
they
someone
do it
who's
a couple
gone on for
times. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
maybe I'll snag Rachel and we'll go.
Matthew's trying to get me to a local medical facility like Jamal was in the comments. I can't do a 450 off a trampoline. You think I can do it off deck 13? I'm gonna break my damn neck. And then
Pretty
you know
fucking
what?
cool.
I'm good. MS Vita. You mean Vista? Oh, I mean Vista. I said Vita. That's PlayStation. See, the internet rot my brain too. But also Dave Schrader. I'm interested in Dave Schrader, the paranormal, because Emily's never seen him because last year she was finally ready and he couldn't get on the boat.
Oh, well then here's the thing. Rachel and I really enjoy the campfire sessions one. It's the last night they do it, like 10 p.m. or something like that. We enjoy
Is it
that one.
ghost stories?
Yeah, because last year they did it. It was Luther and Lance Archer did it, I think, last year.
Yes.
Because Dave couldn't make it, so they did it, and it was cool too because they both had their stories and different things. So that was really interesting, and I enjoyed it. So we've done it every year pretty much now.
And Scott Demore and Don Callis were in the back chit chatting the whole time because Brian pointed out Don Callis, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I realized, I'm like, "Oh, it's got Scott Demore with him." So I remember
he came up there, and yeah,
I'm like, "Oh, that's weird." You know, Scott Demore's on here, and then unfortunately, he was fired from TNA a few weeks later for unrelated things, and now he's running MLP again, and visiting his friends. So what a crazy year it's been. He went from bringing back TNA, reinventing it to TNA, going on the Jericho Cruise, and now TNA went a whole different direction. Like, what a year makes! Like, holy crap!
Yeah.
The one kid I have coming, he called Pippin and Cruise 2, and he still remembers Dave is the shit. Yeah, I remember on Cruise 2 when they did John Moxley and Dave Schrader, and they were talking about Bigfoot and Area 51, and I think Emily had just gone to bed, and I was watching it. I'm like, John Moxley, a conspiracy theory? Like, it was just the most wild shit to hear. He came back and
he's like, "You missed them singing Backstreet Boys, and you missed these like." And I love scary stories like that. Like, it brings me back to childhood. Literally around the campfire, like all those spooky podcasts, and I'm like, you mean I missed out on like the best things after I took our child to bed? Like, that's never happening again. He's staying up late. Bring the Mountain Dew.
I'm excited for karaoke being back in the Spinnaker. Can I just say it belongs in the Spinnaker? I hate it in the Bliss Lounge.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was better there too. It just seemed like it had more room to be able to have the capacity of people that are involved. So,
and you could sit back. You don't have to be up on top of everybody.
Well, the acoustics were better too. I think the acoustics, because I feel like in the Bliss, all you heard was the music. You couldn't really hear the singing.
It's karaoke. You want to hear the singing?
Yes. Because I like to hear other people sing badly, because then I feel better about myself when I sing badly.
That's fair. Oh yeah.
It's the climb.
No. Don't scar Brian on that one. But I do got to give a shout out to Jamal because he's the one who got the video of me when I got to sing with Will Ospreay singing Scotty Doesn't Know. Still one of the highlights. I know it's the stupidest thing, but that's what's cool about it is you see all these wrestlers essentially breaking characters, singing, people we up with singing, seeing regular fans singing with them. I remember when Jazz brought everyone up, all the women on stage with her, and they were singing. Like, it's fun to watch them integrate with fans, and you feel part of a community for 4 days. And I think that's why I like karaoke too, because it's something fun to almost end the night with. But now we have an after party.
Well, you get to see them be silly and goofy and be real people. So, you know what I mean? That's the good part. That's the best part, because now we get to see them in the light like ourselves instead of just being, pro wrestlers and on television and all this and that. So
I knew Matt would sing that song. Matt, you paid someone at piano bar to do it, so I knew you were going to sing that song. I think Brian and Matt should sing Creed, especially since the Undone.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I think Brian and Matt should sing with Arms Wide Open. That'd be a great one. We gotta get Emily back up there. She sang Spice Girls on Cruise 4.
I sang Ghostbusters. I'm best with that one.
Yeah, thanks for telling me last time that we were singing. That was a fun experience.
Yeah.
I came into karaoke to get some pizza from Luigi's Pizza Party. All of a sudden, there's some guy like, you have to go up on stage. Your wife needs you. What's that? Piece of pizza like hanging out my mouth. I go to the stage and the security guard almost clotheslines me. And I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to be up on stage. And he's like, no. And he puts his hand on my shoulder. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to push back. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to get myself in trouble. So I stand still. And then the host is like, get up on stage. I'm like, I can't. And the security guard looks at me. He's like, you're not going on stage. So I had to then wait for him to turn and walk behind him. And he still was staring at me the entire time we were singing Ghostbusters. And I couldn't sing because all I saw was the security guard just in the corner, just eye fucking the shit out of me, staring at me. I was like, clearly I'm not up here attacking anyone, dude. I'm singing with my family.
Right.
What about Jeff? What are you singing this year, Jeff? Just kidding.
Just at shows. I'll be singing song for the shows I go to.
That's true. I know what, before we kind of cut out, like that's the other thing I said, that, like between the after party, there's stuff going till 3 a.m. now. Like I think that I like that they listen to the survey. They don't stop stuff at midnight or 1 a.m. anymore. It's like they keep going a little bit longer. So you got a reason to stay up now.
Yeah, you get till 2, at least 2 every night, and then you always got the atrium. So always got the atrium, casino for a while too.
Jeff getting chopped by random wrestlers at 3 a.m.
The best part is if I wake up at 5 because I can't sleep, I don't have to just toss and turn. I can just go out and find somebody to hang out with.
Oh yeah, if you wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning and you can't go to bed, yeah, go to the atrium. I guarantee you find somebody. I guarantee it.
And speaking of Chelsea Jamal, hopefully Downstate plays Hot Mess too, her original song, because that's one of my favorite Downstate songs too.
Yep.
Definitely.
They got to play their wrestler themes. They have to play their wrestler themes. I mean, because I'm pretty sure they probably own them. So even though this is AEW, TNA with some WWE, whatever, I don't know what contracts or whatever, but I mean, it's still kind of the competition. So I mean, they're their songs though.
I feel like it's no different than Jericho playing AC/DC.
What if, I don't know what time shows are, what if we have Downstate playing Always Ready as Matt Cardona comes out at the Royal Rumble?
I don't think they're playing at the same time, so I don't know if that would happen.
But do you think Matt's going to be at the Royal Rumble?
No?
I do.
I think I'll give a quick thought. My thought of the Royal Rumble is I think everybody fantasy books the craziest surprise entries and then gets disappointed that maybe those surprise entries they fantasy booked didn't come in. I'm guilty of it too, but I think you got to almost level expectations because they can't take away from, they're putting Roman in there, they're putting CM Punk, they're putting John Cena for his last Rumble. So I don't think they want to overshadow too much. So if it would be a one-off. I don't think it'd be him coming back full time. It would be like a one-off.
Could he get the record for the shortest male?
I mean, I think that's Micro Man, but
okay, I didn't mean height. So Chelsea holds the record for the shortest Rumble time.
GCW.
So maybe
he's got to beat Santino's time.
Yeah.
Was it Santino and the Warlord, right? Santino and the Warlord, the one that had the shortest times. It was like 2 seconds and 1 second.
I think that's correct. Well, like 4 and 6 or something. I don't remember. 3 and 5. I don't know.
Yeah, but Drew Carey in 2001 eliminated himself at the same time, Alex. So
I will say somebody over here that's telling us not to overthink it also had an Edge shirt on the day that Edge came back. Overthink what?
No. I wasn't overthinking
He's
it.
tinfoiling.
I was tinfoil, but because there was those rumors and innuendo floating out that Edge had been training, and then that Pro Wrestling Tees month happened to be an Edge shirt, and I was like, this is the shirt that came in the crate this month. there's these rumors flying around the old interwebs. I'm going to wear this for luck. And guess what? It paid off.
Where is AJ when I need him? AJ, is Matt coming back?
I don't know. But if AJ is here, he can tell us all about Downstate because he knows one of the guys from Downstate because they're from Ohio as well, I believe. So
Yeah,
that's another cool
something
connection.
like that. Yeah,
we have a huge Ohio population on the cruise, and Downstate's playing. So they'll definitely have a big crowd at their shows, I bet, because just like, you know, another band from Ohio that's going to play on Cruise 7, I think that Downstate will get a big crowd.
Yeah.
Speaking of big crowd.
What?
Oh, I thought we were talking about Brian and Coco again.
Oh, righty then. Jamal, that's the saddest thing. He always set expectations low, but never disappointed. I mean,
I've done that most of my life, Jamal.
It's Indiana.
Oh, Indiana. Okay.
Notre Dame's the only thing exciting to come out of Indiana. Let's be realistic there.
And apparently Downstate.
Oh, it's because you said Coco. Say his name and it appears.
Whoa. Brian believes in Coco's.
Brian believes in the foot long. Move along.
Damn.
So I kind of like checked. I wrote down a couple other things that they're doing too, because like it's crazy that obviously there's 2 days of Jericho pictures, 2 days of autos and photographs.
Yep.
But there's more than just one of the magic sessions. So do you think, because you were talking earlier that you can't wait to see how he tells his story and he does magic, do you think he's going to have three different shows? Or do you think it's going to be the same show each time? Because I feel like with Nigel, he's going to want to mix it up because he's got 3 sets here.
That's kind of where I was at, because I was curious with that as well, because I'm like, well, if Nigel's got 3 shows, he's going to have a little something, you know. And I think he just isn't he? Doesn't I think he has a tour running, possibly. So I think he has one going. Yeah.
Before Wrestle Dream, I believe it was. I think he had a show before World's End. He had a show. They usually have a show in the city they're running. Because I had looked at one for someone who was like, "Hey, do you know where I can get tickets?" And I looked it up, and they were 21 plus. So I'm wondering, is this because he swears, or like what kind of stories he tells? Because I can't imagine it being too vulgar. I mean,
no, I wouldn't either.
I mean, he uses colorful language, but I mean, we all do. It's a wrestling cruise.
Correct.
I haven't looked into.
But I think you're going to get different shows.
I haven't looked into any of the comedians. I don't know
But
if
I
you
trust
guys
Brad.
have. I trust Brad. I didn't want to be spoiled because a lot of times you only hear certain jokes from comedians. I don't know.
And then obviously, a couple other things. You know, we already talked about the belly flop, but what was the other thing? The photo in the ring. I'm sad we're missing the photo in the ring again. That's what swapped around with the belly flop. So I feel like every year I get double scheduled for the photo of the ring, but I always love to get in a photo in the ring because they always bring the belts, or they kind of let you pose in the ring. And I know the ropes are pretty crappy because they don't really tighten them up, but it's cool to be in an AEW ring, get a picture on board. And yeah, you got to pay for it now, but it's still a cool memory.
Worth it if it's your first or second cruise. I think it's definitely worth it. Every year you get a different progression.
And then the port day is the day that's going to be interesting to me because that's when the Drunken Spelling Bee is. That's when we get our picture with Liger, which I'm really excited about. To, you know, got to meet Ultimo Dragon last year. Now get to meet Liger this year and Sonny Ono. Like, yes, please. Some of the best legends of Luchador. And I just showed Cam Liger in WCW, a few WCW matches. He goes, he wrestled in WCW. I'm like, that's how Dad learned about him. You know, WCW bringing in the luchadors from all around the world, from Mexico and Japan and Canada. Not luchadors in Canada, but you know what I mean. But just having that international showcase, and then TNA kind of continuing the tradition. So it's cool the Cruise is doing that too, like bringing in those international superstars, because Liger's the man. I'm so excited to be able to meet him. And, you know, WB Hall of Famer too, isn't he? Wasn't he inducted in 2020? When he retired, I feel like he was inducted during the pandemic one.
Because he
something similar.
Because didn't they bring him back like for an NXT match or something out of nowhere?
Yeah,
there's something along those lines.
Yeah.
He had and then I think it was something along those lines to set that up. Yeah, and yeah, there is only 2 Nigel shows now. I looked at it. I think Harley or the Joe Hendry, I think, took one of his spots. because originally there was
Oh,
3.
okay. It might have been. Okay, it might have been the Harley, but that's totally fine because I want to see Harley and Joe Hendry. So I mean, that's kind of the danger of the cruises. Don't set your expectation that you're gonna have to do everything, because you're not gonna be able to. You're gonna have to choose what you want to see. And I think what I like doing is getting the vibe. Like we may say all this stuff now, but you get there and you're like, you know what though, I really, really want to see the Newlywed Game, or I really want to see Open Mic, or I really want to see this.
And Open Mic was.
Have a good night, Gemma. See you next week.
Good night, Gemma. Open
night,
Mic
Gemma.
was
See ya.
determined to be comedy. Did I see that right?
Open Mic is whatever people have for talent: singing, comedy, storytelling.
Oh, okay. So a farting contest.
Yeah. Yeah. Beatbox. Yeah, something. I know what she means too.
A what? A farting? Okay, all right. This show hit the gutters real quick besides the internet. Yeah, Harley.
She was a good time every time. It didn't matter.
And just like Lana came out of her shell, and Fun Time Tony and MVP on Cruise too. You know, I'll address the elephant in the room. So there was a whole rumor that went around years ago, and I'm not posting that one, Brian. There was a whole rumor a few years ago that Jericho and MVP got into a brawl on Cruise 2, and that's why Jericho had a shiner and blah, 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 blah. I actually met MVP the night that supposedly happened. I have a picture of him. We were sitting at the bar. We were literally just talking about basketball, his rivalry with Matt Hardy at WrestleMania, some of the best places to eat in Raleigh and South Carolina. Like, he was telling me some good barbecue places to check out. We were just legitimately shooting the shit. And I saw him go in the elevator with Jericho, who was pretty intoxicated, but so wasn't MVP because he was knocking back bourbons. I saw him the next day too, laughing. So regardless of what the dirt sheet says, it was probably a little minor scuffle or some words, but I don't think it's as big as the dirt, because everyone was like, oh my God, I can't believe MVP's back with his heat with Jericho. I was like, but I saw them on the second cruise together. They seemed completely fine. And I think people, again, just they see the internet, like, this must be true. I'm like, I saw it with my own eyes, so I'm gonna trust my own eyes before I trust the dirt sheets.
I was on the ship, so yeah, we're good.
No, not the shiner from the concert, Matt. He had a little tiny. That's where the rumor came from. On the cruise too, he had a little tiny blemish, but it's because he was wearing glasses because he was drunk as fuck and hungover as fuck. Like, it has nothing to do with that. I know you're talking about the microphone thing with the shiner, but they were talking about with the dirt sheets, Matt. They were trying to spin the pot as they always do. So, Port Day. So to kind of end this, we're going to Puerto Plata. It's a huge shopping port. It's a huge adventure port. What are you guys excited about for the Dominican? Like, what are you excited to see besides the wave pool? I know we've kind of talked about we can't wait for the wave pool and the other amenities. What are you guys excited to see in the port or C4 in general?
Like, you're kind of hitting a few of them for me. I definitely want the lazy river. Definitely a little pool time, because I know they got some pool bars even and stuff like that. You know, obviously we got the drink package, so I'm not going to get too crazy out there just because why. Right. But I do want to try a couple local things, do some of that, maybe get a snack at best and try something like that that's local maybe. But yeah, just kind of go around the port, see all the different things and go from there, hang out. Yep, that's exactly it.
Is Mama Joanna like a mom who gives you marijuana, Brian? Like, what's Mama Joanna?
No, it's the drink. No, it's one of the. It is actually one of the drinks.
Oh,
it's one of their local drinks. Yeah, it is. But yeah, Mama Juana, whatever. Yeah, it is.
Some bar lady. See.
Yeah.
Riding ATV is nice. See, I wanted to do that, but I was like, no, I want to stay. But that seems fun, Jamal. If you do that, I want to see pictures and video. I'm curious to see.
Oh yeah, me too.
Matt, you've been to Vegas and never hit a swim up bar?
That's what I'm talking about.
What?
I've never drank at a swim up bar either.
But he's been to Vegas.
That'd be my first time. I mean, I've been to Vegas a couple times too, and I never did swim up bar.
Man,
I feel like that would be a goal.
I totally did. So that was the best thing about one of the Vegas pools I stayed at. I went down, I was swimming in the pool. They literally had it was indented where it's like dammed off. And then you go into the bar and you just swim up and the guy handed you a drink. You just float on a raft or you swim up with a drink, and they had coasters that floated. It was the coolest thing ever.
Nice.
Who swims
I'm bringing
Vegas?
my blue Yeah, I swim in Vegas a little bit, hot tub a little bit.
Hot.
Yeah, but it still feels good because a lot of times I go there for playing ball too. So the hot tub and shit like that does feel pretty good.
Yeah, that's why I would avoid this. I think I would avoid them too long too, Alex. I also avoid the hot tub after sail away. I avoid the hot tub for that reason too.
Oh, no hot tubs on the ship. No, I don't touch the hot tubs on the ship at all.
I know Brian loves them, but it's just I don't trust my immune system enough for that hot tub.
Maybe after this
Nope.
summer, Brian will stay away.
I'm golden on the pool. I'm golden on the pool. I mean, I'll get in the pool if I'm not doing stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, the meat soup. Yeah.
No, when we
No.
saw the Dynamite taping, when we saw someone, when I got off the boat at 9 a.m. and I saw the same dude when I got back on the boat at 2 p.m. as at 10 p.m. after Dynamite, so he was in there from like 9 to 9. I'm good. He was in there for 12 hours. I'm like, he never got out to even pee. Gross. God, I love Vegas. Vegas, it's so fun. Yeah, going out there for Mania Easter weekend, that's gonna be a blast. Buffets are great. That's another great thing. You know, they changed the cruise, but at least we still got the buffets. People kind of shit on it, but I like the buffet because if you just want a quick chicken tender, or if you go back to wrestling, it's super easy. Grab some ice cream,
grab a burger,
cheeseburger, hot dog, pizza.
By the end, just wrap it in lettuce. Make a salad with it.
And Dan, I agree.
I do a lot of the sandwiches and whatnot.
As former New Englanders, we definitely don't miss the negative temperatures. And you know, Jeff's out in the Midwest with his freezing his ass off right now too, and Brian's in negative temperatures.
Doing negative things.
I pee on myself all the time. That's all right there, Brian.
That's different. You're spreading it with us if we're in the hot tub with you.
47 dudes and a couple that got stuck. Ew. The carving station that carving station is underrated, just like the omelet station is underrated. And then Emily's favorite, the one thing that I swear to God, if there's one thing, I guarantee even Jeff knows you're going to say, at midnight, she always has to get one thing and one thing only.
Crepes.
I
knew that.
Break your arm if you don't like it.
That's what you're
pancake. Yes.
Now, I heard they do have something at the Dominican, and I'll have to look up the name again because it escapes me at the moment. But they have something in Dominican. I think I saw that is crepe-like. So I was thinking of you whenever I was looking up some of that stuff because I like to do my research too, so I kind of can try to figure out like, hey, do I want that or not? Because if it has stuff I don't want in it, then I'm probably not gonna want to purchase it. So, but I'll look it up and let you know.
Testing my strawberry allergy before.
I've been telling you that for 5 years.
I know. I have a couple.
I don't think I do it on the cruise.
I think I want to try it.
No, I don't.
Not on the cruise. Right before, like.
Well,
Tuesday.
now I told her not to. No, now because then you'll break out all week.
I'll take Benadryl. It'll be fine.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna have to probably set up a GoFundMe for the hospital bills when she does this. So
just better have that EpiPen or whatever.
Don't try strawberries when we're 7 days away.
What if I just try artificial?
How about we not until after the cruise? We have 18 months to prepare versus 7 days.
Because I use my face for work. I can't have hives at work.
I don't want you to have hives on the boat and be miserable either.
No. It won't be fun on the ship to have hives and stuff. No.
That'd be like me saying, let me test my shellfish allergy. Let's see how quick I can get to a hospital.
No, that's way different. Hives is different than a frozen throat.
Listen, I turn into guys in pitch, all right?
Yeah, it's way different.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, boy. Now people don't like me. They're going to kill me. They're going to throw shrimp in my food now. I shouldn't have outed that online, but...
yeah, you're busted now.
So I mean that's pretty much like the activities. I think, like I said, I think karaoke is always top for me just because of the experience, and it's like a great way to kind of end that first night, especially the Fozzy concerts, the bands. But I just think not knowing is what I like. Like this is one of the first years we're not saying we have to do this, this, and this. It's more we just want to see what we go to and kind of just go with the flow. I think this first year we're really going to go with the flow. I know we say that every year, but I really feel like this year we finally have the schedule. It doesn't seem as overwhelming as the past couple of years. It seems like there's enough breaks that you can do what you want without feeling overwhelmed.
And I think the selection that is there too, besides a couple things, you know, but let's be honest, every year there is always going to be that one time slot of like conflict. Let's all just be honest with each other. You know what I mean? This year I actually got luck. Yeah. And last year I got the conflict, which it sucks, but you're like, all right, whatever. Figure out something else. Let's do something different that we didn't think we were going to do or whatever. So don't worry about that stuff. Like you said, try to go out and figure out, because we have a plan. I mean, I know what stuff I want to see, but like you said, going with the flow too. Stuff might change. You might grab an interest somewhere else you didn't have before you got on that ship.
And I also like to see what you guys are all doing. So like, if
Mm-hmm.
I go to a podcast, maybe we weren't going to go to that podcast, but hey, we had an hour to kill, and now we want to go sit with Jeff and Rachel and AJ and Holly and Matt and everyone, like, because then you enjoy it together. Like, I'm not going to lie, it was the podcast for Jericho didn't seem as appealing as years past for me, but I'm sure if you're like, yeah, there's nothing to do, let's go hit up and listen. It doesn't hurt to go listen to one for a little bit and then go get a drink and find something else. Like it's such.
I have a couple events like that. That I'm going to probably going, I kind of want to do that, and that. So maybe I just pop in, and if it's not cool, then I leave. If it's cool, maybe I stay. Just kind of maybe do that a couple nights and see where you bounce. Whatever you end up doing. Yep. Alex has got it.
I didn't say you were chopped liver, Sarah. You just didn't name you. So yes, Sarah, Brian, Coco, Tyler. Their friend, I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry. So Brian, put in the comments. I feel like complete jackass. The guy coming with them. You think
Andrew?
No, it's not Andrew.
I tried. Anthony.
Anthony, yes.
There you go.
Tony, because his name's Tony. Because we have AJ, but we have Tony. That's why I was getting confused. See, I still fumbled the bag on that one. Nope, you made your decision. I did not make my decision, sir.
Well, he hasn't let me get a word in. Okay, so I'm actually as excited as I am for the cruise this year. I think I'm really just. This just feels like a normal thing now. This just doesn't. Not that it's not special, not that it's not exciting. It's just being able to be with our friends and just go through the day to day. I feel like I'm more myself on this vacation than I am in my day to day life. And I just can't wait to be with my friends and family. And I just want to be with everybody. I'm excited for Thursday, flying in, to be with our family.
No, That's what I'm saying. Apparently, I hurt Brian's feelings and Sarah's feelings and other people in the groups, but there's a lot of
They'll be okay.
Yeah. And besides, Brian's gonna be fine as soon as I give him that first drink or the first Starbucks. He'll be fine. When I just shove a drink and you say happy.
There you go. I might be interested in a Starbucks drink this year, something fruity.
That's honestly what my go-to was the last 2 days was those refreshers because they were like green tea and like flavoring. So it wasn't like caffeine overload. It was just like enough to get you a little pep in your step, but nothing that you're sitting there like, all right, guys, what's the next thing we're going to?
So then you've also got the fact that your throat's been on fire from drinking alcohol and no water for days. Those refreshers feel nice.
I hydrate. You know me. I hit my water stations on my way traveling to the different places. Yeah. I will highly advise that right now. Hydrate. I don't care if it's just taking one of them little plastic cone cups. Even if you just do that and take a swallow every so-and-so, I mean, it severely helps. I mean, you will party a lot longer.
That's good to swallow.
But you will party. You will be able to party harder, and you will be able to wake up the next day and not feel as much like shit.
Liquid IV, electrolytes.
That too.
Just regular water. Even
we bought Prime packets last year.
And if you don't have liquid IV, get some juice from the bar and water the juice down because the sugar will give you the electrolytes. That's what I did last year. We ran out of the Prime packets that I liked, and I was being basic. I was like, I'm just gonna water down this apple juice because it's sugar water.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just something. I mean, because like I said, I'm double fisting as much as I can. Unless I'm not feeling good or something else, but I'm going to try to drink as much as I can. So not to be ridiculous, but I'm going to steady drink. So,
I mean, you got to get your money's worth. I think too, to kind of end on Jamal asked what we're doing in Miami again, going with flow. I don't think we have any concrete plans. We're coming in a little bit later, but hopefully maybe trying to figure out how to do a live from the hotel the night before. See if we get Jeff and Brian and Coco, get a big group live, just chit chat, do something before, and then get on the boat the next morning after breakfast and fucking rage. That's the plan.
9:30. 9:30. I'll be out there.
Absolutely.
I'll be at the port 9:30. Can't wait.
We got a big group of us going at 9:30. I'm not going to name you all, so don't get mad at me, Sarah.
Yeah.
But we have a big group going at 9:30. I'm super excited to just sit in the port and get that boarding card and just know that second we walk on that gangway, we're back. That's the feeling. Emily says it every year.
That's
back.
when you know. Once
Oh
you're
yeah, it gets
walking
real.
in that glass case.
Yep, going on up.
Everything.
It gets real then. And
I don't
Rachel and I'll be
consider
there
myself
Wednesday.
on
So
there until the glass case.
oh yeah, I agree. Oh yeah. But yeah, Rachel and I'll be there Wednesday. So if anybody's there Wednesday, we'll just be at the hotel kicking it, I think. We actually talked about getting a pedicure maybe. I was like, that's not a bad idea before going on a cruise. So I'd even be down for that. And no, I don't care what anybody says. I'm a fucking 45-year-old man. I can have a pedicure if I want one. Thank you.
They're good for you.
Foot care is smart.
As someone who had an ingrown toenail and had to have a surgery for that, I don't shame anyone for getting a pedicure, because if I had probably gotten one, I probably would have hadn't have that happen. So
now I don't get them all the time, but I have had like 4 in my life. So,
and besides, if you're wearing flip flops, you don't want nasty feet. So I don't blame you. I'm not saying your feet are nasty, sir. I'm just mean like,
oh no, you're good. I'm wearing sandals and hey dudes. So
pretty much sneakers and hey dudes as well. I mean, I made Emily get a pedicure on the boat, for her hands.
A manicure.
How was that? Manicure.
You didn't make me.
How was that, by the way?
The manicure was amazing.
It was the hot stone one.
Yeah, they did like hot stones on my hands. That felt really nice. He had just proposed, so he wanted me to have like my nails all did up.
Yes. I
paid for it before I popped the question, so that we had her nails nice, because I knew she was going to be wanting to take a picture. I was like, well, she's going to want pretty nails in the picture, and if they do the hot stones, it'll kind of help make her skin look nicer, so she's not going to be so self-conscious, even though she doesn't have to be. It'll make her feel better about it, and the ring's sparkly still, so I just figured it'd be a good aesthetic, and I get some, brownie points.
She would have that hand. You would have that hand glow. That hand glow.
It's like Naomi, feel the glow.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Spirit fingers.
Mongo doesn't know this movie. He does not like any Will Ferrell movies.
Oh,
he does not understand.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
It makes me so sad.
I do like some Will Ferrell movies, like Step Brothers, but Will Ferrell by himself is fucking terrible.
I'm kind of.
I showed Cam Step Brothers, and I was like, "Buddy, don't worry, that's not a real ball sack." Because he was like,
"Oh, for the drum set, I got you.
Nuts in my drum set. I know you use my drum set. There's a chip in my stick." Oh boy! On that note, I think we probably should wrap up for the night before we go deeper down the path we probably need to. So definitely can't wait to see you guys all next week. So excited! It's hard to believe that literally in 7 days we're gonna be on the boat.
Brian, I think we're glad that we have Coco for this deep path.
So until next time, I'm Mongo.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Jeff.
And see you next week.
Yeah.